Yes, children, tell me. So till we have done with straight lines. So today we will be starting with a new topic. Okay. So tell me which topic you want me to go with. Shall we go with circles? I mean, like whatever the topic. I'm just telling you. Suggest me the topic so that we can just go with that topic. Hello, Jafar ji, tell me. Yes, if you tell me the topic, so we can just go as for that. Make it fast. Are you here? Hello? Are you guys here? One second. Charan is joining. Good evening, Charan. Charan, good evening. Can you hear me? Yes. Please do respond. No chat box, no message. Please try to talk. Shall we? Which topic we will go with today? Tell me. So we have done with the straight lines. Beta, which topic you want me to start with today? I think Mohammed Jafar's mic is not working. Charan's mic is not working.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Jafar. Tell me.
Sir, can we go with functions recap once again, sir?
Functions?
Recap.
Functions recap. Very good. Okay. So you want me to discuss like uh, do you want me to revise the functions?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
So class, okay, let's just go with that functions lesson. Functions. Better tell me what are the types of functions you have learned? Tell me guys, make it fast. First of all, let us go with one by one. First of all, we know that what is identity function. Identity function is nothing but I'm not going to discuss like deeply. Very basic points we'll discuss. Okay. So identity function. What do you mean by identity function? Identity function. What do you mean by identity function? Basically, first of all, before getting into the identity function, let us try to understand what is function is all about. Function is nothing but beta, every pre-image must have a unique image. All right, first suppose if I talk set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, okay, and set B is equal, let's say 4, 5, 6, then this is how I represent 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is set A, this is set B beta. So every function, every pre-image must have a unique image. So this is my pre-image here, and this is my image here. Okay, so set of all elements of A is called as pre-images, and set of all elements of B called as images. So basically, I would call this as inputs, and I would call these people as outputs. Correct? So all inputs, all inputs I would call possible, all possible inputs, all possible values of X is what domain of my function. What is output? Output is nothing but what beta? All possible values of, what are all possible values of? All possible values of output. Okay, I mean all possible values, all possible outputs. You write all possible outputs. Simple. All possible what? So this is domain, right? All possible inputs of X is domain. So basically, this is my domain here, and this is my range. This is what the basic understanding you must need. All right, people. Any doubts? Till this, you got the point, right, Jafar ji? Koi doubt yahan tak? All right. Very simple, domain and range. So now I'll just give you a simple question here. One second. Someone is. Yes. So possible values of x is domain and the possible outputs of a function is what? Range. Guys, how many of you look at this? We will discuss briefly and tomorrow we'll be solving all the questions. Today I'll try to finish all type of functions. Then we'll solve the questions in tomorrow's class. Okay. So all possible have inputs I said. So basically if I just give you any function, let's say f of x is equal to x square. This is a function. F of x is equal to 1 second. F of x is equal to what? X square. This is my function. Basically, f of x is equal to, we can write it as y as well. So what do you mean by what are the possible, what is the domain of this function? And what is the range of this function? Tell me guys, what is the domain and range? Domain can be what? All possible values of x. You can substitute any value of x here. So domain is what r here, or all r is nothing but all real numbers. You can simply say that minus infinity to plus infinity. So minus infinity to plus infinity is my domain. Range is nothing but what better? The range is also what? You can get any number. Am I correct? No, we cannot get any number. What is range here? What is range? For suppose look,
0 to infinity.
0 to infinite, that makes the point. Infinite open bracket. Can I include 0 here? Of course. 0 to infinite is my,
Yes, sir.
yes, 0 to infinite is my range. Katarnak. All right. So now this is a basic function. I just gave a polynomial function. Now if I just talk about f of x is equal to 2, it is a what type of function is this? This is my constant function. All right, constant function. So you have this type of function as well. And if I say f of x is equal, I mean like any function you say, um, f of x is equal to x, simply x. This is my identity function. Identity function. All right. How the like basically how the constant function is graph is going to be. This is how the constant function graph will be. Identity function graph will be like this. Correct. This is how the identity function graph will be. Very simple, but I'm just going with very basics. I'm not going to invest much time on this. Let us discuss what is what. Then we'll go for the questions tomorrow. Don't worry. All right. Yes, this is f of x is equal to x square. Now the identity function done. Now we'll talk about a function called square root function. What is that? Square root function. Square root function. All right. But a square root function में क्या होता है? Look at this, everyone. Square root y is equal to square root of x. All right. Square root of x. So now tell me what exactly the graph of this function is going to be. I mean graph. I mean domain. What are the domain and range? Domain is nothing but what values I can substitute in place of x. Possible values of x. What is range? Tell me what is the domain and range?
So domain is 0 to infinity. Range is also infinity, I think.
Why? Because beta domain is what? Only positive real numbers, or else is simply r plus. Range is also r plus. Why? Because square root never allows any real any square root never allows a negative number and it never generates negative number. All right, it never allows a negative number, it never generates negative number. Yes. That is a square root. How the graph of this function is going to be? Simply if you just take negative side, the graph will not be there. So this is how your graph will be if you draw the graph. All right, if you just take all the values and just substitute, that is how your graph will be looking like. Okay, next, if I talk about exponential function. Exponential function. Exponential function. How? What do you mean by exponential function? Basically, a exponential function is nothing but if I say beta y is equal to something called a power of x. All right, this is exponential function. So basically, what is my domain? I mean, what is my base? What is my what is a called as here, and what is x called as? X is variable, a is base. X is exponent, or you say that as index, or you say that as power. Basically, this is what this is a variable. A power can be a variable actually. Understood my point? Variable, base. Now, what is the condition here? What is the condition of this exponential function? Tell me how the graph of this function is going to be, how it will behave. Quick. Make it fast. Are you here? No one knows.
Range will be from 0 to infinity.
I'm not talking about range. Tell me what is the condition for exponential function. A range will be some 0 to infinite only, but tell me. Range will be 0 to infinite as you told, correct only. But what is the condition for this exponential function I'm saying? What is the condition? Condition is very simple. Look at this here. Very simple. इसमें क्या है देखो. First suppose here f of here ये क्या होना चाहिए where a must be greater than 0 and a should not be equal to 1. Sir, a should not be equal to 1, a should be greater than 0, you are saying. Why it is? Why can't a be 1 here? If I substitute 1, a value as 1 beta, 1 to the power of anything is always going to be what? Always 1. It is going to be a constant function now. Constant function, but we need exponential function, right? So that is why a cannot be equal to 1. If I substitute any constant in place of a, I mean, if I substitute a value as 1, it is always going to be turned it out as a constant function. But I need exponential function. You cannot call 1 as an exponential function, right? So basically, 1 is a constant function. That is why a shouldn't be equal to 0 here. All right. So now there's a basic understanding. What is the domain? What is the domain of this function? What is the range of this function? Look at it. So first, suppose if I'll just give you a simple question, y is equal to anything you take, 3 to the power of x. Okay. Any value you take, any function, whatever you wish to take, you just take that. This is exponential function now. Base is 3, power is x, which is a variable. And now tell me what is the domain and range. Let us talk about. Look at this here. I would give you domain is nothing but all possible values of x. Any value I can substitute. Minus infinite, infinite. Any value you substitute, beta, the function is going to be turned it out as a valid function. The function is going to be turned it out as a valid function. 3 to the power of x. Let me substitute 0, I'm going to get 1. Let me substitute 1, I'm going to get 3. Let me substitute 2, I'm going to get 9. Alright, similarly, substitute negative values. 3 to the power of minus 1, I'm going to get 1 by 3, which comes around 0.33 something. 3 to the power of minus 2, 1 by 9 is somewhere 0.1 something. So look at this, even I substitute negative values, I'm getting what? Some answer. All right, whatever you wish to substitute, you can substitute. You will be definitely going to get a function. I mean, some value. All right. Yes. So which means I can substitute any value in place of x, which means my domain is going to be what? From minus infinite to infinite. I could substitute any number. So my domain is going to be minus infinite to infinite, or I simply say this as capital R, all real numbers. What is range here? What is range here? So let me substitute
So
beta.
0 to infinity.
0 to infinite. 0 to infinite. Can I include 0 here? Batao ji.
No, sir.
0 cannot be included. Why? Because my output, never. In my output, I never get a 0. Check. If you want to substitute minus infinite also, look at this here. 1 by 3 3 to the power of infinite. 1 by 3 to the power of infinite. 3 to the power of infinite is what? Infinite only. 1 by infinite is what? 1 divided by a big number. It's going to be what? 0. You cannot say exactly 0, but it is going to be slightly greater than 0. You would say it is slightly, it is 0 plus. It is slightly greater than 0. I would denote that as what? 0 plus. I would similarly write it as what? 0 only. All right. Similarly, it is similar to 0, but not exactly 0. So, and my output never going to be exact 0. That is why I'm not including 0 here. That is how the range of this exponential function is going to be better. Domain and range of exponential, any exponential function going to be the same. But what happens here is we especially talk about two types of functions in exponential function. Beta, what? Two types, I mean two cases we will talk about. What is the case number one and what is the case number two? Look at this here. What here? I'll tell you. First of all, let us talk about graph, then you will understand it. What is the graph of this exponential function? How the graph will be beta? Graph of the exponential function is like, well, success graph, success. If I take x value minus infinite, y value is going to be somewhere 0. This is how your graph will be. Okay, this is how your graph will be. This graph is possible if and only if when a is greater than 0 beta. ये कब possible हो सकता है? When a is greater than 0. This is my y value. Y is equal to 3 to the power of x graph. You just check, substitute the value, join all the points. Definitely you're gonna get the same shape. Same shape you're going to get. Cool. Is it clear with this? I'm sure, guys. I'm just going somewhat fast. You have already learned all this. See, these people are joining late. Actually, I don't understand. I have started here, and these people are joining. Pravalika ji, why are you late, ji?
Sir, my phone got stuck, sir.
See, we have started with the functions. We have discussed so many points. Look at this here. Today, if you don't go through the recording video, you will be missing a lot. We have discussed very
Okay,
beautiful
sir.
concepts. Please, first 20
Okay,
minutes,
sir.
25 minutes, whatever you have missed, please go through this video lecture. Okay. It is very
Okay, sir.
important. Okay, so we are discussing functions lesson, and we started with the function definition. Then I started with the types of functions. Now we are in exponential function. I'm sure you all are aware of what I'm talking about. I'm sure you have learnt about functions in class 11th. Am I correct? Have you all learnt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the domain of the function, range of the function? That is what we are discussing with the basic questions. Cool, people. Yes. So this is how the graph of the function, exponential function, is going to be. This graph is particularly if when a is greater than 0 beta. Okay, this is the graph. This is the, this is, you would say, this is my increasing graph. What is this? This is my increasing graph. I would say increasing graph. Increasing graph hota hai. All right. When it is possible, if a is greater than 0. Now this is my case one beta. Okay, ये case one है, ठीक है. Now 1 second, ये होता है मेरा graph of किसका? Exponential function called y is equal to 3 to the power of x. If I give you y is equal to somewhere 1 by 3 to the power of x, what the graph is going to be? Now this is the graph. Then now I'm giving one more question called something like this. Now tell me what is the domain and range of this function? What is the domain and what is the range of this function? Domain is nothing but what are the values I can substitute in place of x. I mean, what are the possible values of x? That is my domain is all about. What do you mean by range? What are the possible outputs? After substitution of x values, what are the values you get as your output? Tell me. What is domain here? Again, same, minus infinite to plus infinite. I can substitute any value on the number line. You know, the number, I mean, from the real number family, I can substitute any
Range
value.
also to
Uh, Range is also going to be what? 0 to
0 to
infinite.
1, sir. Range
0 to 0 to 1 ना.
infinity.
0 to 1
Infinity,
में
sir.
कैसा हो सकता है? 0 to infinite होता है, ठीक है. 0 to 1, can you include 0 here? No, we
Yes,
cannot.
sir.
All right, we cannot include 0 beta. It is not possible. 0 exact 0 you won't be getting. समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? So this is how the graph, this is how the domain and range of this exponential function is going to be. Exponential, I mean, domain, range of and every exponential function is going to remain same. ठीक है. हाँ, let's see sir, अभी देख लीजिए हमें इसका ग्राफ कैसा होगा. ठीक है. So look at this here. Now this is y-axis, this is x-axis. Now beta, look at this here. You substitute, before getting into this, I'll just tell you one thing. Let us keep it aside. First of all, tell me, if I substitute x value as 1 and y values, let's take some values. Okay, let us draw some box here. If I take x value 0, what are you going to be beta? 1.
0.33.
If x value is -1, what are you going to get? 3. All right. If you substitute x value infinite,
3.
what you're going to get? If x value is infinite, what you're going to get? 0 plus something. If you substitute x value minus
0.
infinite, x
Yes, sir.
value, if x value is minus infinite, what you're going to get? Beta 3 to the power of infinite. 3 to the power of infinite is nothing but infinite only. You're going to get infinite. All right. This is the, I just took some x values. These are the y values which I got here. Cool. All right. Any doubts here? Now what I do here is I'll just take all these x, y values and plot on the graph in the Cartesian plane. What type of shape we are going to get? Let's have a look. Cool. Yes, देख लीजिए अभी. Yeah. Now here, this is my 0. Cool. If now let us go with minus infinite. All right, from minus infinite will be somewhere here. If x value is minus infinite, y value is what? Somewhere you are getting infinite. Somewhere you are getting infinite, which means your graph will be somewhere like this. Okay, it won't touch a 0, please. It won't touch a 0. Why it won't touch a 0? Because I never got a 0. Look at this. I mean, I never got 0 as my y value. Check kar lo. Anywhere you will not know, sir, you got 0 right here. That is not 0 beta, that is 0 plus something. 0 plus something is nothing but 0.000000001. How come it is equal to 0? We take this as an approximately 0, but that is not exactly 0. That is why I'm denoting with 0 plus here. Okay beta, that is why you won't touch with the origin here. That is how the graph of this function is going to be. When this graph is possible beta, if at all my a lies between 0 to 1, come. When a is lies between 0 to 1, this is how the graph will be. What type of graph is this? I would say this is my decreasing graph. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Decreasing graph. Simply. All right, people. Yes. समझ रहे हो आप? You are getting the graph in such a way that this is what declining graph. And when a is greater than 0 beta, the graph was increasing graph, something like this. When a is less than 0, you will be getting decreasing graph like this. You just have an idea, need not to remember anything here. Pretty simple concept, thodi si you are in 12th standard right now, you all are understanding what I'm teaching here. It is very simple, very simple, pretty easy concept. Any doubts? Koi doubt? Any doubts? Hello? Children, any doubts? Tell me.
No, sir.
Yes. So I'll tell you one. We'll solve one simple question here now. Not yeah, we'll solve now itself. This is a very famous question actually. Very famous question. Find the number of values of x. Listen to me listen to me carefully. Each and every one of you, please try to listen each and every word of mine. Value of x satisfying x minus 1 whole to the power of x square plus 2 is equal to x minus 1 whole to the power of 16. Is equal, this is what you got. Now tell me what is the option A? Tell me guys. Find the number of values of x satisfying this particular equation. Mama, very good. Yes. What is the answer, guys? Jafar, I think you gave answer called BA. बेटा BA कैसे हो सकता है? All right. एक ही ऑप्शन होगा. अगर होगा तो B होगा, नहीं तो A होगा, नहीं तो
So A, I think so.
no. बेटा wrong answer. देखो, it's a simple
Option A.
question. Simple question. Here, look at this here. This is my base. This is my power. This is my base. This is my power. Am I correct? When bases are same, we will be equaling the powers. X square plus 2 is equal to 16. Common sense की बात. Very simple. All right, guys. Yes. X square is equal to what? 14. X is equal to what? Plus or minus 14. Plus or minus square root of 14. All right. Yes. Sir, you got two value, but just 2 is the answer. But this is blender. ये क्या होता है? Blender. All right. This is wrong actually. हाँ. Now tell me, क्या x का value 0 नहीं हो सकता? Why not x value 1? Why not x is equal to 2? Check. Substitute. If I substitute 0, what are you going to get? Wouldn't it, is not it going to satisfy? Check. Isn't it? If I substitute 0, it's not going to satisfy. Check kar lo. If I substitute x value 0, minus 1 to the power of 2 is equal to minus 1 to the power of 16. 1 to the power of even number is even. Sorry, odd number. 1 to the power of any number is 1 only. 1 to the power of any number is 1 only. Check kar lo. And you have even powers. 1 is equal to 1. Substitute 1, 0 is equal to 0. Satisfying. Substitute 2, 1 to the power of anything is 1. Substitute 2, 1 to the power of anything is 1. Check kar lo. LHS is equal to, everywhere LHS is equal to RHS I'm getting. So here I'm getting 3 solutions and I'm getting 2 solutions. Total my answer is 5 here. Sir, I have a doubt here. Sir, how you got to know that these 3 values are possible for this? But you might have learned, this is what called a JEE shortcut. All right. So, but whenever you have, I just everyone take a note here. In case everyone note. All right. If m to the power of x and m to the power of y, all right, हाँ, then क्या होता है? X is equal to y होता है. Okay, x is equal to y होता है. All right, x is equal to y, and here m can be what? 0, m can be 1, m can be minus 1 as well. All right, m can be 1. I think actually 0. Look at this here, satisfying, which means 1 minus 1 also. Look at this, minus 1. This is minus 1. If I substitute 1 here, what I'm going to get? 0 is equal to 0. Substitute minus 1, minus 2, 2 to the power of 3, minus 2 to the power of 16. So now what you're going to get? So I'll just tell you one simple story here. 1 second. Everyone write this note. I'll just 1 second. Everyone write this note. Yes. Then m is equal to 0, m is equal to 1, m is equal to minus 1, right? 1 second. M is equal to 1, m is equal to minus 1. All right. M is what here? As per the question, what is my m, beta? What is my m? As per the question, what is my m? Tell me. Hello. As per the question, what is m here? M is equal to x minus 1 or not? Okay. X minus 1. So my x minus का value क्या हो सकता है? If bases are same, I'll be equating the powers. If that is the case, my m values can be 0, 1 and minus 1. All right. So now my x value, my x minus 1 can be equal to now 0. X minus 1 can be 1. X minus 1 can be minus 1. If this is the case, x I'm going to get 1. If this is the case, I'm going to get x value as 2. If this is the case, I'm going to get x is equal to 0. All right. And this is how x value 1, 2 and 0. These are also my solutions. So these are my 3 solutions, and I got 2 solutions here. Total 5 solutions. That is the answer. Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Guys, are you able to understand? If m to the power of x, when the bases are same, I'll be equating the powers. I'll be equating the powers, right? It is possible when m ये value 0 हो सकता है, तो बराबर हो सकता है. All right. If 1 second, guys, it has gone to fully up. When it is possible, When m values can be 0 here, even m value can be 1, m value can be -1. All right. If I substitute 0, 0 to the power of x is equal to 0 to the power of y. All right. 0 to the power of x is what? 0, 0. All right. Now, if 0 to the power of 0, 0 to the power of 0 is, indeterminate form again. That is like, undeterminate form again. Undetermined form. Indeterminate form, you say. Not defined, you say. And now 1 is equal to 1, 1 to the power of x is equal to 1 to the power of y. Sahi hai na? Now -1 to the power of x is equal to -1 to the power of y. All right, people. So when bases are same, I will be equating the powers. Then my base can be 0, my base can be 1, my base can be -1. So as per that, my base can be 0, my base can be 1, my base can be -1. So as per that, what I took here, I got x values which are 1, 2, and 0. So those three x values and plus or minus 14, I got 2. So this 2 and this 3, total 5 solutions I got. This is how we will be finding the answer. Clear? Understood? Hello? Any
Yes,
doubt?
sir. Understood, sir.
Next. I'll give you one more question. I'll give one more question. Everyone, I'll give you a couple of questions, which is very simple to go with. Now, before, let us find out domain. I mean, these are the types of functions, right? Types of functions we are discussing. So I just wanted to give the question, but okay. Still, I'll give one question and then we'll go for the questions afterwards. Okay, find the domain of this function. Find the domain of this function. Range we will find out later. Tell me first domain. Quick. Quick, quick.
Sir, 0 to infinity -1.
0 to
Infinity except 1, sir.
it's okay, so how come it is possible, man? Look at this. Look at this here. Inside the square root, you have the square root function he has been, he has given here. So whatever the square root function has been given to you, whatever the inside expression given, whatever the expression given inside the square root, that has to be greater than or equal to 0. That must be greater than or equal to 0. इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है? अभी देखो वेवी को मेथड यूज कर लेंगे हम लोग. 0, 1, 2. I need greater than or equal to 0, which means I all the powers are odd here, and the coefficient of x is positive, and I'll be going with plus minus alternate signs. I need greater than 0 region. Greater than 0 region is nothing but देखो खत्म. क्या बात है इसमें? देखो I need positive region, बस I need positive region. All right. So what is my x value now? This is till infinite. This is minus infinite. X value is what now? Close bracket 0, close bracket 0 to 1, union 2 to infinite. Man, how come it is possible? This is very simple. All right. I can include 1 here. I can include 0. If I include 0, beta 0 into something, 0 only. Square root of 0 is 0. Still, the function is defining properly. I can include 1 as well. If I include 1, square root of 0 again, it is like a 0. I can include 2 as well. It will become 0 again. All right. I can include all the values. X, 1, 2, and 0. I can include all these three values. Understood my point? This is how we solve by using Wavy method. How simple it is. Any doubts? Children, any doubts? Hello, people. Tell me the Babu.
No, sir.
Next, next type of function is logarithmic function. What is that? Logarithmic function. Or else I'll just give one more question. I'll give one more question. We will solve whatever the question, whatever the thing we have done today. So based on that, I'll just give you one more question. Okay. The number of solutions of the equation, the number of solutions of the equation satisfying 3 to the power of x, 4 to the power of x, or else you write 5 to the power of x plus 7 to the power of x plus 9 to the power of x, or is equal, you write like this, is equal 9 to the power of x, is dash, is or dash. Option A 1, option B 2, option C 3, option D 4. Quick, tell me the answer, student. Quick. What happened, guys? What happened? What's the answer? I just told you, guys, what happened? I just taught you this type of question. Look at this here, common sense. What he has given, we just discussed, right? 3 to the power of x. I can just write like this. Am I correct? Okay. So I can just divide with the 9 to the power of x on both sides. Okay. 9 to the power of x by 9 to the power of x. Okay, so this will get cancelled. You can write this as 3 to the power of 9 all to the power of x plus 5 by 9 all to the power of x plus 7 by 9 all to the power of x is equal to 1. Correct? So you got two types of functions here. This is my exponential function and this is my constant function. So let us give this function name as exponential function name as h of x. Okay, I'm just giving this name called g of x. Cool. All right, I'm giving the two different names. As we know that beta, just try to solve this question by using graph. Okay, we know that all these functions are exponential functions. How the graph of this function is going to be? How the graph of this function is going to be? Yeah, there is a disconnect, power lost. Okay, no problem. So how the exponential graph is going to be beta? Decreasing graph like this. Okay, and how the constant graph is going to be? Constant function. It will be somewhere here. It will be somewhere here. X is equal to 1 is nothing but somewhere here. All right. It at how many points it is touching here? How many points? The number of intersecting points is going to be the number of solutions. All right. This is my exponential graph beta. 3 1 second. Simply let me give you. This is h of x graph and the straight line is g of x graph. It is touching at one point. So one solution. One solution is the right answer. Option is what? Option A is correct here. Any doubts? Any doubts? Guys, any doubts? Hello. This is what the answer is going to be. Any doubts? Hello? Any doubts? Children, any doubts?
No, sir.
Yeah. So, yes, yes. This is how we solve the questions. And we have logarithmic function as well. And after that, we have even odd function, signum function, modulus function. We'll be discussing all these sort of things. So make sure that, make sure that you are revising and, coming to the class. And the next class will be solving many questions. And this class, I'll give one more question now. Write this question.